What's going on, guys? Marcus here with the Reformation Woodshop, and I am a cabinet maker. As a matter of fact, I just delivered all of these cabinets. Why is that relevant information? Well, because in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a trash can pull-out that fits perfectly in your cabinetry. That way you can start feeling like you have an upscale, tailor-made kitchen just for you. What's great about trash can pullouts is that they really fit anywhere and everywhere in your kitchen. If you have a small kitchen like this one, you don't have to put a standing trash can there and make it an eyesore. Just a disclaimer, this is not a video about how to make cabinets, but what I will tell you before I start is that one of the most important things that you have to know is that your cabinet opening needs to be 16 inches wide at its minimum. This cabinet is custom made for this pullout. The opening is 16 by 26 and a half. So if you've got a cabinet at home that is already 16 inches, you are ready to go. If not, go build that and then come back to this video. So the first thing I'm gonna be doing is ripping up some 1/2 inch material because that's what we make our trash can pullouts out of. I'm gonna rip 2 pieces at 15 inches tall. And then I'm gonna mark a line at 22 inches because that's how deep they'll be. And then we're gonna go up in the back about 8 inches and then over from that mark about 7 inches. And then after that, we'll go to the top, make a mark 8 inches and then connect those lines because we're gonna have a tapered cut to make this pullout a little dynamic. After you mark all your measurements and connect all of your lines, this is what the sides of your pullout should look like. Take that piece over to the table saw, set your fence at 22 inches like I mentioned before, and go ahead and chop it to length. Anytime I've got 2 pieces that have to be exactly identical, I don't measure and mark my lines on both of those pieces and then cut them out. I'll do it on one singular piece, fasten them together, and then take that over to the miter saw or table saw and make the cuts that are necessary. That way, they are perfectly identical. Obviously, you can't make the entire cut with the miter saw, so finish it off with a jigsaw. I'm fairly certain that this is the best way to get the most accurate pieces possible. You should have some leftover pieces from those strips that we cut earlier, and that's what we're gonna make the back and front face out of. If you remember correctly, your front is 15 inches tall and your back is 8 inches, so you just need to cut those 2 pieces. And whatever scrap you have left, take those strips, cut them at 2 7/8, 1 3/8, and 1 inches. And all of those pieces, including the front and the back, should be cut at 13 inches wide. We're gonna mount those on the inside of the box at about 6.5 inches tall, and while everything is still in pieces, you can mark those lines so you'll know later exactly where they belong. The last thing we need to do before assembly is cut out a slot for the bottom on all 4 side pieces. You've got to raise your blade height to about 1/4 inch because obviously this is 1/2 inch material. A cool little magnetic square like this guy is perfect for that. This is like a cheap little $15 one from Fast Cap, and it's machined steel, so it's exactly as precise as you need it to be. Just a little heads up. And now after you've lowered your blade, just run your pieces through. And for that inserted bottom, I'm just using Baltic birch 1/4 inch. How do you get the measurement of your 1/4 inch bottom, you may ask? Obviously our pullout is 14 by 22, so we'll just take that measurement minus 1/4 inch all the way around because we took 1/4 inch of material away when we ran it through the table saw. Oh, and by the way, make sure to run your pieces through the table saw twice. 1/4 inch is 1/4 inch and blades are 1/8 inch, so you need to make sure that you get 2 blades width worth of material out of your pieces so that it can fit nice and snug like this. To build this pullout, we're just using 18 gauge brad nails. And the reason we do that is because their heads are so tiny that we don't even need to come back and fill them with putty. So it's basically the best unnoticeable fastener that we could be using. And obviously, before you secure all 4 pieces together, you wanna make sure to insert that 1/4 inch bottom or else you're gonna be pretty frustrated with yourself. Once that's in, you can close it up with that back 8 inch piece that has that dado cut through it. Now is where I go ahead and add all of my strips. These pieces not only add structure and strength to your box, but they actually separate the trash cans that will go in this pullout, so they also have a function to them as well. The reason we cut those strips at those specific lengths is because when you install them and space them out perfectly, it leaves a 7 3/4 inch space, which is exactly what you need for the trash cans we order. Even though this pullout is just for trash cans, you still gotta put the effort in, sand it up, make it look nice and beautiful, especially that spot where we use the jigsaw to make our final cuts. After our box is done, we make this little tray that it can sit in and where we attach our drawer slides. That tray will be 22 inches deep, just like our pullout, and it'll be 16 total inches wide, which means that mid piece needs to be a 15-inch rip, and then you'll cut 2 side pieces, which are 1/2 inch pieces of wood, staple them to the sides, which makes the total length 16 inches, And those side ripped pieces are 2 inches, which is just enough to mount a drawer slide to. When it comes to installing the glides on the tray that we've built, you're gonna pull that glide 3/4 of an inch forward because we want it to line up with the face frame of the cabinet, drive your screws in and lock it in place. After that, you're gonna take the rail portion of your glide and attach it to the base of the box. And this is what it should look like. Installation is super easy. I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. You see our little tray here lines up right with the face frame on both sides. We butt it up to the front. I'm gonna put screws in the back and the front to hold it in place. And then I'll attach my glides just like I did in the previous clip to the tray. Shout out to my camera woman for this horrible angle of me doing that job.
What? Wait till I say start.
You gotta say action.
Action.
And if you did everything right, bang! So now when it comes to attaching a door here, usually we'll do some little stickies on the front of that guy, stick it to this, pull it out, but I don't have the double-sided adhesive with me, so I'm gonna ask for some assistance from my wife real quick. So if you did it right, it'll look like that. What do you think? You don't know? Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions for me about this build or about cabinetry in general, leave them in the comment section down below and I'll try my best to answer them.